What's up, people? Welcome to another exciting edition of the show, Bbnaija exclusive. I'm still your host, Juliet Ibirim. Of course, I have my amazing co-host right here with
Of course,
me.
you know, Julia, just calm down. Calm down, Julia. And of course, I like to introduce myself in a grand style.
Paparazzi,
Paparazzi has to be too much. I mean, especially when you have someone extra today. You know that extra,
okay,
the extra
we are getting there.
Fine, let me introduce myself. And of course, it's your girl, Precious Tripodi. And joining us today,
Drum roll.
Today,
Drum roll,
is
all the way.
the one and only JB.
From the shiny
as in
eye.
JB.
Jackie B.
Hey.
Jackie, good to have you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how has it been generally?
Oh, it's been amazing. Getting so much love from my fans. I have those amazing fans. They're called the Jaguars. If you don't know,
The
get to
Jaguars.
know. They're the most amazing human beings. They're so supportive. They've been loving on me on every single platform, and in person as well. Praying for me, supporting me. To be honest, that's the biggest thing I've got out of this experience. Is all that love. But yeah, my life has definitely changed. Should I say change? Well, it has improved. Let's say, of course, there's the negatives as well that we have to deal with, but it's what we signed up for. But I mean, I've focused on positivity and all the greatness that the experience comes with. So I'm excited for the future, and yeah, it's been an amazing ride. We're moving, we move.
All right, Jackie B. We just heard of Jackie B in the house, but
Yeah.
we'd like to know who Jackie B really is. Like, give us a rundown of how your childhood was really like. I saw you were very particular about some certain things in the house that you didn't want. You wanted people to know that I'm not all for that. Man. So tell us about your childhood, how you
Growing
grew
up.
up.
Okay, so my full name is Jackie Lorraine Oben.
Oh,
Actually,
Lorraine.
yes, Lorraine. I'm from Adamawa State.
Mhm.
I'm Bachama. My tribe is Bachama, to be precise. And yeah, I grew up in. I was actually born in Kaduna. I grew up in Kaduna. I think the first 10 to 11 years of my life was in Kaduna, with my many brothers and my amazing sisters. I have 11 siblings, so we're 12 in total.
Wow.
Yes.
Such a large
Yeah. So we all grew up under the same roof in Kaduna. So I had a very amazing, fun childhood. It wasn't all glittery, but our parents did an amazing job raising all of us. And yeah, it was great. I had an amazing upbringing as well. I grew up in a Christian home. My parents are deacons in church. In Kaduna, Living Faith Church in Kaduna. And yeah, my mom got into politics and moved to Abuja. And I think I was approaching teenagehood at the time. We all moved to Abuja again. So my family, we're very close. We're all very close. We're like a team. We call it our football team, the bent football team. Yeah, we used to go home a lot as well to Adamawa. We spent most Christmases in Numan, in Adamawa, and it used to be fun. So yeah, I had a very close relationship with I've always had a very close relationship with my family, with my siblings. So you can imagine how fun it was. It's 11 siblings. It was really fun.
kind of close to the whole Bbnaija.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All
With that one, it's different because it's family. But Bbnaija is, at first it's strangers you're in there with. But yeah, we moved to Abuja, went going to secondary school, and my mom was climbing up the ladder in politics as well. My dad is a retired military officer as well, major. He's now a businessman as well. And then I finished secondary school. I went to the UK, Nottingham, Trent University, where I studied business management first. That's my first degree. And then my master's was in international fashion business. And then I stayed there a bit. I worked with a luxury fashion brand in the UK for about a year or two before I moved back to Nigeria. Did my NYSC. But obviously, while I was in university, I had my son, Nathan. He was an amazing human being. He's going to be 10 soon. I had him while I was in university. So yeah, we moved back together in I think 2015. Did my NYSC, and then I started my fashion business. Been to event and wedding planning and interior design. I'm actually a certified wedding and event planner. Yes. So yeah, I was doing all that until I got on the show, the Big Brother show. an amazing platform. I've watched the show for many years. I've been a huge fan of the show. So getting into the show this year was it was just big for me. And that's why I always say my most memorable moment on the show was actually walking in through the doors, because it was so amazing that, you know, after watching it for so many years on TV and then you're now in the TV, trust me, it's still so sorry when I see videos of myself there. I'm like, wow, I was actually on the show. So I can imagine how people feel like, wow, it's amazing. I'm very thankful for the platform. Like I said, it comes with the positives, but it also has the negatives. And, you know, I'm sure something that obviously I'm sure you guys noticed on the show is how important mental health is.
Very important.
So I just hope that people are able to understand that, you know, we are also all human beings as well. Please be careful about the kind of things you say to, you know, housemates. We're all human beings, and let's try to just keep everything positive and less toxic. You know, let's just all be happy. So I'm always So I am on that side of the spectrum, the happy side. So I'm focused on all things positive really, and now I'm excited for the future. The platform has put me out there now, and I'm looking forward to doing amazing things with the platform, with my opportunities and being in the limelight really.
Okay, talking about, you know, going into the show, what was your motivation going in? And then would you say you've been able to achieve that, your aspirations?
Yeah, going to the show was very different for me. Like I said, I watched it for many years, and I never really thought I would go on the show, because, you know, I'm not used to being in the limelight out there like that. I'm a very private person in my life, so except it's like people that I'm close to. So of course, going in there, like people that actually know me were very shocked that I actually went on the show, because it was like, what? Is that really? How did Jackie do that? So it was very different for me. But I consciously made the decision to do it because I felt like I was in a point in my life where I wanted something to change. I wanted something exciting. I like adventure. I love learning, and I thought it was an experience that I was going to, you know, really explore myself in and learn about myself and grow. So the main thing that I went in there for was the experience and, you know, the lessons, and I got so much of it. And that's why people ask me, oh, are you sad you didn't win the money? I'm like, I actually won. I won what I went there for. Of course, the money was a huge motivation for me as well, definitely. I don't think anybody went in there without thinking, oh, I want to win the money. I definitely wanted to. But why I'm not disappointed much about not winning is because I got everything else that I wanted to get out of the experience, you know. So my motivation was very personal. Like, it was, you know, my personal growth and what I wanted in my life at that point in time. You know, I wanted to change things up a little bit in my life, and I got that.
All right, let me take you back. You said you had your child in the university.
Yes.
And Nathan is, you know, you kept talking about him on the show. Can you like capture that experience for us? Tell us what you felt like. Just give us, you know, tell us about your journey.
Yeah, it was a very unexpected experience for me. I was very young. I was just 2019 at the time. So I was very young, and obviously I was in university, so it was a very difficult time at the time for him, but I was able to pull through. I have the most amazing mother. She was very supportive. Of course, she was disappointed at first, but she was very supportive and loving, and that really helped me and gave me the spiritual backing that I needed to go through that. I was able to go through school. I finished, did my master's straight after, regardless of what people thought. You know, my child, to be honest, became my push and my confidence. Like, it was what was motivating me to keep pushing further. So I'm very thankful for that. He's a very easy child. Ever since he was a baby, he made it easy for me. I was able to go to school and everything till now. I'm able to still live my life. And that's why people ask me, oh, you know, does having a child affect your career and everything? I know that it's possible for that to happen. It's a real thing. I know that it's not easy being a mother, a parent generally, but I'm thankful. I have a very amazing support system, and my son again makes it a lot easier for me. Like, even going on the show, like I said before, like, I wouldn't have gone on the show with my son. I think I said that on the day I was walking on stage, and I said I wouldn't have gone if my son wasn't comfortable. I needed to be sure he was mentally prepared for it, because, you know, it's me and him, like, it's my day one, it's my day one, so I wanted to be sure that I'll be able to cope, and he would be able to cope most importantly with the whole thing. So my son has always made it easy for me, and again, my support system is on point, and I'm very thankful for that. I think that's the reason why I'm able to be here today, to be honest. So my son is a huge part of my life and will always be, so that's why I spoke about him a lot on the show. Regardless of what anybody thinks, I will say his name every single day.
Okay.
And you talked about, you know, some of the downsides and the good sides of, you know, being out there, being on the show. Can you let us know about those negatives?
Of course, you know, the number one thing is, you know, the fan battles. You have your fans, and understand your fans ride for you. Wherever you are, your fans will ride for you regardless. So they tend to get hurt when somebody does something to upset you and all that, and then start to throw in, insults and all that, and it just gets toxic. And I think even for the person that you are standing, let me use, it's draining for them too, but they don't understand it because they're just writing for you. And I understand it, but I think people should understand that, we're all human beings still. And that's one of the negatives I would say. It's just the toxicity that tends to exist, the negativity out there. And you're in the limelight now, and you have to be more careful about things you do, things you say. We're all human beings too. Like, come on, you want to just be able to just be yourself, and that's something that I promise myself to stick to. Like, I'm going to be myself regardless of what anybody says.
So nothing has changed about Jackie B?
No, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. But of course, I know that people are watching me. More people are watching. People look up to me. So that definitely would help me maneuver through the whole process as well. I'm conscious of the fact that not only my son is watching me now, like there's a whole, like lots of people that are looking up to me right now as well. So that's very important to me as well.
All right. Okay, so let me take you back. You keep speaking about support system and how your family was there for you. I still want to talk about Nathan and how you had him. Like, how did you find out? What was your parents' reaction? What was your reaction? To it, because there are a lot of people who are like, okay, I see Jackie B as a role model, someone like, how you constantly speak about your son, and so they want to know how you really went through it, the stages when you found out. What was it for you? What was your parents' reaction and all those things?
Well, without going into too much details, like I said, it was very unexpected. I was in school. It was very sudden, and I didn't honestly have that much knowledge about the whole process of get pregnant and all that. I didn't really do that, and that's another reason why it's important that people are we're all self-aware, not just as women especially, from being a teenager, like just being self-aware so that you don't, every decision you make, every choice you make is conscious, like you make it for yourself. So it happened. It was definitely unexpected. I didn't know what I was going to do. I think I went several months without being so scared and being ashamed to even tell anybody. Even my mom, but my mom and I are so close that I remember I wasn't in the country, my mom was here, but I was in the UK studying, so we were so close. We used to talk every day, probably 10 times a day, and during that time when I found out, I wasn't really talking to my mom. I was always avoiding her phone calls and everything, so she could feel something was wrong. So I remember I was a couple of months pregnant, far gone already, and then I was in church and she kept calling my phone, and I was wondering, why is she calling me like this? She now sent me a message, she was like, come outside, I'm outside your house.
Wow.
I was like, what? Oh my god. It was the most terrifying ride back home from church that you just imagine my mom was about to really see me. Yeah, and she saw me and she was just so shocked. She was definitely very hurt and disappointed, but she didn't even allow that to get to me because she also knew I was going through my own thing. She put me first in that moment, and she spoke to me. She wanted to be sure how I felt. I was feeling what I wanted to do, and she just, from then on, she was honestly just very supportive. I think that really helped me stay focused in school. If I had my parents weren't supportive, I would have been thrown off, I'm sure. So that definitely helped me through the process, and my family as well. So that was most important. So at the time, I didn't really care what anybody else was saying because I knew that my family was behind me. I knew that God was behind me. So I was able to really, that was the strength I had. I had the most amazing friends as well. I didn't have that many friends when I was in university, but I had a few that were just amazing, and in fact one of them was in the theater with me when my son was born. That's how close. And so we were literally helping. They really helped out during lectures. They would help me if I need to go to lecture, and there it's different. You have 1 hour lecture and then you're free, so my friends were watching for me and stuff like that. It was just an amazing, I had an amazing support system, and I'm so thankful for them. So it wasn't easy, for sure. I don't want to make it sound like it was easy. It wasn't easy, but like I said, I think it was the support I had and the mindset I had. I was very determined to have my child and make sure that he was a healthy boy. At the same time, I was very focused and determined to finish school and achieve everything that I set up for myself regardless. So so I mean, it's different for everybody. Everybody has different situations. Right? I can only speak for myself, but the most important thing is the mindset, I think. The mindset and hopefully the support,
Alright, looking back, would you want to do anything differently about it? Like, maybe if you knew, like you said, if you were self-aware about, your body and all that, would you still want to, do something different about it or something?
Honestly, asking me that question now, the answer would definitely be no, because I can't imagine not having my son.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, yeah, if I knew, I could have been more careful at the time. But sitting down here with you now, if from the moment I give birth to that boy, in fact, I had no regrets. I was like, I'm thankful that this has happened. Everything happens for a reason, and he was destined to be here, and so through me. So it had to happen, and I'm thankful. I wouldn't change that for anything.
So going forward now, Jackie B, what should we expect from you?
Yeah, I mean, so before I went on the show, and obviously I was, in fashion for a while. I studied it, got my master's in fashion business. So that's been something I've been doing. I'm also an interior designer and a wedding planner. But I was doing it on a more smaller scale in Abuja. So now I'm ready to go all out. Now I'm ready for you to. When you hear this, when you see a big wedding that's planned to perfection, you know it's Jackie Ben that planned it. When you see a home or an office that was perfectly made, you know it's Jackie Ben. When you see an amazing outfit, you know it's Jackie Ben. So yeah, just putting my name out there, my brand out there, really. And yeah, hopefully I also want to do a lot more with charity organizations. Hopefully start my own maybe, work with moms, and I want to also shine more light on postpartum depression, which is depression that most moms, if not all, go through after birth. I feel like we don't have enough awareness on that in this country especially, but it exists. So I'm hoping to also do something to kind of put that out there as well and help support mothers and families that are going through it as well.
Talking about postpartum depression, are there any personal experiences?
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course, considering how young I was at the time and inexperienced I was with being a mother, and then going through school. I was so young, I was nice and slim at the time, I remember, and after I got pregnant and had my baby, I became like times 3 of what I was. So I remember just looking around and feeling so worthless. You feel like you feel worthless, sometimes you feel, I was just so insecure with my body. I was very young, so I didn't understand it, and all my mates are wearing skimpy things and having fun, and I couldn't really go out as much as, I was in university, time to jai, and I couldn't really do that all the time because, at the time it's not like I was really out there, but it starts to get to you when you start to see other people do certain things, and you're like, oh, I can't really do it. My life had to change. So I definitely went through depression. I was insecure for a while, felt worthless, and I felt like times you doubt yourself, and you're just scared of the future as well. Like, oh, can I take care of my child? Like, I hope my child will be okay. I hope they grow up and turn out okay. So you have so many fears, so many concerns, in your head. So yeah, I definitely went through that. But like I said, I had this amazing support system, and I also have this mindset to push. Like I'm never the one to just stay down. I started training. I lost all the weight within 3 months of having my son. I lost all the weight I gained. In fact, I was even slimmer than I was after 3 months. So I was able to overcome that. So as I was depressed. I went through the whole thing, but I was very conscious about how I felt. So if I felt bad about something, I tried to fix it. And again, like the support I had, and it was amazing song. So yeah.
All right. Would you want to go into acting, entertainment? Because you said you really want to focus on event planning and all that thing. But would you want to go into acting? Because you did a lot of that in the house.
Yeah.
Your tax
pretty
was
good.
Really.
intense.
So yeah, we did a lot of entertaining tasks on the show. Before going to the house, like you tell me, Jackie, act for 2 seconds. I'll tell you, like, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I can't sing. I would always say I can't sing. I can't dance. If it's dance, it's probably just normal party dance. But to do all this, miming. So there were so many new things that we were forced to do, which I'm thankful for in the house. Because if I wasn't in the house, I wouldn't have done it. So yeah, acting was one of the things that we had to do. And I remember initially I never really liked to do because I always said I couldn't do it. But I had so many supportive housemates in the house that would push me. Sometimes I'd be like, you lie to me, don't lie to me. Can I act? And they tell me, Jackie, yes, you can act. I know I'm not great yet, but I mean, it just now I'm more interested in exploring, the possibility of hopefully being an actress someday, and yeah. So I'm hoping that I can get some more training. I'd love to get training in acting, something I never thought I would do. Also being an event planner, you're usually like behind the scenes, arranging, doing stuff. But now I'm looking forward to being more in front as well as behind the scenes as well. So yeah, definitely I'm hoping that I can put myself in the entertainment industry as well. Definitely.
Okay, so what was the most memorable part being on the show?
Some people are tired of hearing this, but it was there I walked into that house. Like
Yes,
I
I can
said,
remember.
yes, it's that day. Like it was just so surreal. People would probably never understand because you think, oh, you obviously you knew you were going to enter it, but for them, we did not know. We did not know. I did not know until that very night that I was going to actually make it to the show. So yeah, like it was very surreal for me. We had gone through isolation period for a while, by myself. The anxiety and all the thoughts and hoping and praying and everything. So to finally, and again, I've watched the show for many years, watching people on the show. So when I now walked in there, I'm like, wow, I actually made it here. First of all, that was, I couldn't believe it. I thought I was dreaming. I really thought I was dreaming. I don't know if you guys were able to tell watching, but I thought I was dreaming. And I was just like, wow, I was looking around and you see the cameras. For a while, for weeks, it would hit me like, wait, the house. I'm telling you, like it would hit me. So honestly, that was the most amazing. I think I was just overwhelmed with joy and excitement, and the fact that, like I said, something outside the box for me. So the fact that I was there and I actually did it, I was so proud of myself.
Can we just see the house through your eyes? Just
Give us the experience.
the experience.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I think these people do a very good job with selection and selecting people to come on the show. We had a variety of characters, and that's what it's about. I think honestly, I always like to say this show is not a movie. We're not acting movies.
Yeah, to get that, but people are like, are you sure it's not a script?
No, it's not a
a
movie.
script.
And people expect saying, okay, why are you not acting? So why not acting? So it's not a movie. It's actually a reality show. And the reason why it's called reality is because it was supposed to be our true selves. In the process, yes, entertaining you guys, but we're not supposed to be acting or behaving to be anybody else. Yes, it's a game as well. So where you want to put in your strategy. But at the end of the day, we're all supposed to be ourselves, at our core. And so yeah, I always like to call it a social experiment. I think that whole show is a social experiment. You put a bunch of characters, individuals, human beings, or being watched 24/7, whether we're eating, whether we're sleeping. We all know, and we always tell each other, wow, we are amazing human beings. When you see what somebody else can do, so many talented people. When you hear people speak and then you see what's in them and you hear about people's experiences, everybody's from very different backgrounds.
And the tax itself to bring
as
out
well.
so
So there's
much.
so many situations that bring so many things out of people that you see, like the parties, even just cooking in the kitchen, the gym, eviction nights, nomination nights. It's so many things, and then you start to see, and I learned so much from every single person in that house because you see something in this person that you can pick on, and that's why we're able to also. But yeah, we all had fights here and there, but we're able to support each other because at the end of the day, we all knew that we were in a pressure pot together. So when you notice that when somebody is down, everybody just comes together to kind of, whether you have beef with the person or not, you come together. So that's another thing that I got out of that experience. And Big Brother is full of surprises. So you never really know what to expect with him. I think you probably knew him more than we did inside. You never really know what to expect.
So
So
that's
that's
about not knowing what to expect. What has shocked you most so far? When it comes to the twist,
every single thing Big Brother did, honestly, was a shocker. In fact, it got to a point where I was like, you know what, Big Brother, now your hand is still there. I'm not even going to be thinking about anything again. Anything you want to do with us, just do. There's so many twists and turns, but that's what the show is about. So, and that's what we signed up for. But being inside, you still, when it hits you, it hits you. So you cannot say you are prepared for it because we're all human beings. Like, sometimes I go to my dad and I say, Big Brother, now wow, like you said, like how are you coming up with these things, But it just makes the whole experience very exciting, and that's what makes the game and the show what it is. It's the excitement and the mystery, all the mystery and the surprises, not just for the viewers but also for the housemates, because it brings out our real selves too.
Alright, when you got into the house, did you have strategies? Because you keep hearing these people coming with strategies, and some other people saying they don't have strategies. Did you have any at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's a show. I didn't have a strategy, to be very honest, and why it was difficult for me to even have a strategy, first of all, was you didn't know what to expect. When you are coming up with a strategy, it's because you know what you are walking into. If it's work, okay, this strategy, this is what I'm good, because you're able to control. There are things you can control. But going on a show like this where you have absolutely no control from the beginning, you don't even know that you're going on there first. Okay, now you've gone in there. You don't know who is going to be next to you. You don't know the other 19 or 25 housemates as we had on this season that is going to be up there. So which strategy do you want to strategize? Do you know what is other
This
person going to
person
come
is-
with, you know what the person is
That's
like,
true.
you know. So it's difficult, in my opinion, to come in with a strategy. Maybe you start to develop one once you've gone inside. But going inside there, I did not. And honestly, even once I got in there and I saw everything, I just felt like, you know, I needed to be myself. And I think it worked for me, to be honest, just being myself. People really saw, people in the house at least knew who I was, sorry. Yes, some viewers said, consider me boring, and that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, I went in there to be myself, and I think that's what got me to the 7th week, to be honest, being myself. The housemates in the house could tell that I was myself,
All right.
and that was most important. So yeah.
Right, so the show is gradually like coming to an end, and I mean, you guys have been there for a long time.
Yes.
You guys took over our other channels, and we're just watching Big Brother for a long time. But seeing that the show is coming to an end, who are you rooting for to win the money?
Oh wow, honestly, it's the final week, and every single person that has gotten there, and they've gone very far, and they've earned their place on that show in this final. They've really earned it. They've worked very hard, and they all deserve it. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Each and everybody has earned their place in that show. So honestly, at this point, man, whoever wins, good luck. I wish you the best. They've actually, anybody that wins, I'll be so happy for the person. They're all amazing human beings. Of course, you guys know that Cross. I know Cross is like one of my best friends. You know, on the show, Luko is an amazing girl. White One is another good friend. But honestly, I wish everybody the best, and I hope, you know, whoever wins, you know, good luck, good luck, good luck.
So if you had an opportunity to be or to go back into the house, is there anything you would have done differently?
No. Sorry, that's the most boring answer, but that's the truth. There's nothing I would have done differently, to be honest. I'm very content with how far I got in the game. I'm very content. Like I said, everybody went in there with their own personal goals. And like I said, aside from winning the money, I had my own personal goals, and I did attain them. I was able to reach them, to be honest. And that was my personal growth. Generally, my career, my way of thinking, my mindset, my relationship with people, team working. I learned so much from the experience, and that was the most important thing. And like I said, going into that house even was a win for me. So no, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't have changed anything. If I was to go back, I would be the same Jackie, to be very honest.
One would like expect that since your mom is, you know, a political figure, you'd use that as an opportunity to, you know, maybe grow yourself in the house, like push yourself so much. Because we saw that in like previous sets, a particular housemate that kept talking about his father, and then we didn't see that. It's like, you know, Jackie just wants people to know her as Jackie, and you know, not even, you know, affiliated to her mom and all that.
Yeah. I think everybody in that house probably can talk about my mom at some point as, you know, as my best friend.
Yeah.
I spoke
But
about
that's
my
your
mom
mom.
I spoke about my mom so much in the house, but I never felt the need to be my mom, to my mom, or what she does. I didn't think it was very relevant in any way. Of course, there are a few housemates that I didn't mention it to, but it was because it was relevant. I think there was another housemate that, you know, his mom was also in politics. Her mom was also in politics, her dad rather. So I did. You know, so when it would come up, I would, or someone say, oh, I know him, but that was it. But it wasn't, because I didn't think it was relevant. I didn't think it was going to add or take anything away from me. Really, I just really didn't think it was relevant. I was on the show as Jackie Benz, and I wanted to play. You're right, people to know me as Jackie Benz. That's what I went there for. When I spoke about my mom, is my relationship with my mom, and who my mom is, and everybody in that house heard about my mom at some point. Maybe just not what she did, because I didn't think it was relevant at the time. Yeah.
Okay, on a final note from me, you keep mentioning about who Jackie B is. So who is Jackie B?
I think I said it earlier. I think, you know, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, a friend, a sister. I'm actually a strategist as well. I do, I'm also a strategist as well for businesses. I started doing that when I finished school. I'm a fashion business owner. I own my fashion brand, Bbnaija Fashion. I have a website, shopbbnaija.com. I also have a physical store in Abuja, but it's closed down at the moment. But yeah, it's gonna come back soon, guys. Then I have my my interior design and event planning business, Jackie Benz Planning Company. So that's Jackie. I'm simple, but I love good things. I like money, and I want to succeed. I'm very ambitious. I like money.
Very important.
You know, I want to succeed. I'm very ambitious, and I just want to be happy. And happiness is very important to me. Peace of mind is very happy to me. Like I always say on the show, it's not that deep.
At all.
because I cannot come and kill myself. So yeah, just positive vibes. I love positivity, and I love people that actually love me and I love around me. And yeah, just positive vibes really. That's Jackie.
So just positive vibes from Jackie.
Yeah, so positive vibes and all.
I think this is what we'll call it a wrap on the show. Jackie,
Yes.
good to have you.
Good.
Yeah,
Thank you so
good.
much.
I mean,
It's
I
good.
like your diary sessions were always I always want to watch your diary sessions because they're quite
Oh,
interesting.
yes.
So
Really? Thank
yeah,
you.
because
I'm
you
sure,
just
I'm
say,
sure Big will be
Big brother, I don't
listening.
know. This is how you that. Big brother, I don't know, but you know. And when he called your name, Jackie.
Jackie
B.
B. Oh, I miss that so much. I miss that so much.
All right.
Thank you for having me. It was
yeah,
fun.
same here. So do also follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, on YouTube, Instagram, and of course visit our website to read more interesting stories as they come. I'm still your girl, Juliet Bbnaija. Of course, I have my
Precious Chukudi. Of course, I mean like.
paparazzi is too much.
Hey.
Be calming down. Be calming down. Today is about
You know
Jackie.
you girl. Do you
Today
girl?
is about-
Exactly. I'm gonna do me, Juliet. You're not stopping me, man.
Today is
All
about
right,
Jackie.
I'm telling you. All right, so you guys remember that you can equally like, share, and subscribe on these social media platforms, and also go on our website to find out more of our top stories. Jackie B, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming,
having me.
and it's been good cruise, good vibe. with
Yeah,
you. Thank you for
positive
vibes.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Jackie B of the good life.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
out
you.
of here.